Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, the Lieutenant Governor of British Columbia, His Honor Stephen Point. Your Honor, you grace us with your presence. You have brought us much of everything. In your many roles, in the many roles you have played in our lives, you have been a dear friend, a student, a colleague, and a mentor. You have sued the Queen. And now you stand in her shoes, so to speak. But most of all, you have been our teacher. And you have shown us how to bridge our many worlds. And for this, we are most grateful. We thank you for coming to celebrate with us tonight.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's not every day that a lieutenant governor will come to a book launching. In fact, you're downright discouraged from doing so. So I took my badge off and I left the aide-de-camp at home tonight. When Leslie asked me to come to her book launching, she sent a copy of the book for me to read. And as I was reading it, and I'm just getting into it now, the thought occurred to me that maybe I was in it. And as it turns out, I was reading the briefing note on my way. I am in it. So it's a good thing I came, if nothing else, to defend myself. It's been a long time that Leslie and I have been very friends. I decided to go to law school because of Leslie and Louise, the dynamic duo. George Manuel was coming back to take up the presidency of the Union of Chiefs at the time. Philip Paul and I were on the executive to the Union of Chiefs with Bob Manuel. Seems like a long time ago now. We didn't have any gray hair back then, eh, Leslie? We had a lot of ideals. We'd stop trains on their tracks. We thought we could do anything. But everything that we did was about the law, was about fighting for our rights. I remember going out on a fishing demonstration once thinking, well, I'm going to finally get arrested. I was going to have to call Leslie and Louisa to defend me, you know. When the police got there, they just had their TV cameras and they asked me how the fishing was. I don't know how many salmon we took that day, but we never got arrested. And one day Leslie calls me up and says she wants to talk to me about working on an opera. Boy, I said, what the heck has she gotten herself into now? What is she doing? But her and I embarked on this little journey together. I got to meet Bill Reed that time before he passed on. I even presented him a stone hammer that I'd made. The opera itself never took off for whatever reason. I don't know. But I think it launched Leslie in an entirely different track, one from which she's never returned. And the culmination of this book that she's written. A lot of people write stories about Aboriginal people, First Nations. And I'm still reading books today. How they depict Native people. And it's not easy, I think, to walk that literary trail. On one hand, being true to yourself, to tell an objective story. And the other hand, trying to make something that's actually saleable, something that other people will read. But I've learned one thing from Leslie, and that was integrity. To be true to self. And I admire her for that. In my journey, I've met a lot of people. Many of whom will tell you things that you want to hear. Leslie and I would get into fights sometime, driving along, and she taught me the honesty you require to be a true warrior. That fighting sometimes isn't nice, but it's required because it unearths the truth. And what a journey she's been on. And I've been so honored to have been on with her for a few miles. And when she invited me to come tonight, I decided to leave the Queen at home. Just John is with me. He's the driver. He's the photographer. He's the bagpiper. He's my guide in this entire world, called the Lieutenant Governor. But my time is coming to a close as a governor, the Lieutenant Governor. Thankfully, they'll be cutting me loose in a few months, and I'll get to return back to what I was doing before. And I won't have to sneak to engagements like this, to be with old friends like Manny. Thank you for inviting me tonight. Congratulations to you, Leslie. You truly deserve every accolade that you've received so far, and I'm so proud to call you a friend.
I did send you a letter, and I know that everybody opens your mail, and some letters don't get to you. And this one didn't get to you. And so since many people have read this letter, not you, this is what I said. For the protagonist, Alicia Purcell, this man, Miles George, in the book, is her guide and protector. He can move between worlds, but is fully grounded in his own, intelligent, intuitive, and wise. In Greek mythology, he is Hermes. In native country, he is a shaman. He is my homage to you. You have been my guide and protector, and you have taught me something that I could never have imagined that I could learn, which is that the material world and the spiritual world are interpenetrable. They are not different. And when you told me that, and then taught me that, you took me to a place of deep understanding about your world and how you live in this place. And I so admire you. I admire you because I think of all the things that you are and have done. The thing that I think of you, the most profound quality is your capacity for forgiveness. And that capacity you have because of the love you have for other people. And I can't tell you enough how we are all blessed with your being here. Thank you.